So this camp out, we came out here to clear some of these dang stiles so I won't trip over them. But as you notice, there's a lot of trees back here. They're real small trees, but they're 2 feet apart. You can't hardly move through here. So we're gonna stay out here today and clean out some of this, all this area here, so we got a little bit more room to move. This is an established campsite we're trying to build, and we're gonna clear this out today, and then tonight spend the night out here and just hang out. But so this is our first attempt at filming a camping trip. It's not going to have a lot of content because we're going to be working a lot during the day, but we'll just see how the video goes. So the main reason we came out tonight was to try out my prototype. I'm going to check the temperature difference inside this winter hammock and outside the winter hammock tonight. I was hoping it was originally going to be down in the low 20s, but now the low tonight's only going to be 39, which is about what it is right now. But still going to test it. I was going to do a solo camp tonight, but my son happened to be home, so he decided to join me. But we'll get this stuff set up. So we got camp getting set up. He's using my wife's old hammock and underquilt, her and her obnoxious colors, and got mine set up. That's my hunter edition underquilt, the orange, so the dang hunters don't shoot you. Nothing worse than getting shot when you're taking a nap. But got all these set up, and going to move our fire pit that we had before, kind of get it centered more between these two hammocks. And he's just got the tarp, his tarp kind of flipped out of the way for right now. So what I'm going to do tonight to test this top cover on this hammock is I got a ThermoPro thermometer with another sensor. I'm going to keep this inside the hammock with me, and I'm going to keep this outside and see what the temperature difference is in the two. And I'm hoping for at least 10 degrees difference, but we'll see tonight. And this top quilt has a lot of different venting options on it, but I'm going to leave it all closed up tonight to try to trap in as much heat as I can. And if you're curious about the more about the top cover and the options for the venting and stuff, I'll put a link to another video at the end of this one. Slide down.
Got it above that one?
Yeah. Can't get it below it. Well, trying to get it over here more. I think it's trying to see. There you go.
I have no idea.
You almost got it. Can we go right over there? Or you just do that? I'm gonna throw it up here.
Okay, throw a finger one
Up over there.
Oh.
Perfect. Now we'll just when we get the food bag, we'll bring it up there. Cool. Alright, so if you take and untie that log right there, and then I'll just take that end and tie it through those rings.
Through the ring?
Yeah, just go ahead and do both of them together.
regardless of what type of knot you do.
It doesn't matter, just something. Might want to tie it down here closer, because so that knot don't get caught up there. Now just take that line, just get your hand on. There you go. Right about there should be good. And then tie it off to a tree over there. Those reflective tabs on there are pretty bright too. You see them pretty good. They don't show up in the camera very good, but it's easy to see when you walk up here. Perfect. That'll work. Now we don't have to worry about nothing messing with the food. It looks a lot thicker in the light, doesn't it, when it's reflecting? Okay, so I just getting ready for bed. I got this thermostat here. The top temperature is 30 degrees, the humidity is 71, and the bottom is 30 degrees. That's the inside of the hammock, and 58% humidity. But I've had this all opened up. I just reset it. The outside temperature, the thermometer is right there. So tonight I'm gonna hang this up here on my ridge line, and then get in there and see how much this warm it up. I reset it, but it'll keep from now till in the morning. It'll keep the a record of the high and low temperature from each sensor. So when I get up in the morning, I'll check it out. So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and check how this worked last night. So currently it's 39 degrees inside the hammock, and then 34 outside, so not much of a difference. But the humidity, it's 94% humidity inside. I mean 95 inside the hammock and 94 outside. I can't believe it's that high of humidity in both places. But I'm gonna take this out and see what the high and low temperatures were. So see if I can get it. So the max temperature I got was 34 and 39. That must have been just really recently. And the minimum was 28 and 29. It actually had less humidity inside the hammock than it did outside the hammock. I don't know. I'm not, and then the condensation I had, I left it all sealed up, so yeah, there's condensation in here. I just wanted to see what the temperature difference would be. I don't know. The condensation, it seems like it's all on it's on the outside top cover. It's not on the bug net so much, except for right here where my head was at. But the humidity is so high though. I don't know how much that's affecting it. I mean, 94% humidity inside the hammock and outside the hammock. That's kind of crazy. So now I've had the temperature, the thermometer inside my sleeping bag for a few minutes, and 72 degrees and rising, and the humidity's dropping in the sleeping bag. It's 85 degrees. 85% humidity in the sleeping bag, and compared to 90 something outside, and 72 degrees inside the sleeping bag. That's the temperature that matters to me. How warm is it? We're inside my sleeping bag. So I had this thermometer in my bag for a little bit longer, getting ready to get up, but it's 78 degrees, and that little arrow above the 8 means the temperature's still rising in the sleeping bag. So I don't know what the final temperature inside the bag would be, and that humidity's dropping. The arrow above the 62, it's dropping inside my bag. But now the worst part about camping in the wintertime, getting up out of the bag, getting dressed, that sucks. Getting the morning fire going. I'm not gonna get too big of a fire going because we're gonna have to put it out before we leave here. But so some of the people I know have talked about not wanting to sleep under a tarp like this because see how it's open on each end, and a lot of people don't like that. So this is where my son slept here, but if you notice, the tarp is closed up on the ends, closed up on both ends, so it makes it more like a tent. And a lot of people aren't comfortable sleeping out in the woods without that little wall of protection, completely surrounding them, and they don't like it wide open like that. But that's an option for people. You can, if you get a big pool, these are both 12-foot tarps, but depending on how you set them up, you can have them open like that, or have them closed off like this one is, and it blocks a lot of the wind too. It makes it a little bit warmer in there. So I'm getting everything packed up, and this piece here is the top cover for people that aren't familiar with the hammock stuff. But it's a cover that kind of blocks the wind, gives you some privacy and all that kind of stuff. I came out here to test this top cover, and I was kind of disappointed about the temperature difference that I got from having the top cover on. But I was kind of curious when I was in the sleeping bag. Right before I got up, I put the thermometer in my sleeping bag, and it got up to 80 degrees and was still raising before I got out of it. So I'm kind of curious, having the top cover on there, does that allow me to keep more heat in my sleeping bag? Would if I didn't have the top cover on there, would it have stayed 80 degrees in my sleeping bag? Because without the top cover on there, more air would have been allowed to escape and everything, and more air would have flowed over the top of my sleeping bag and stuff. So having the thermometer at my ridgeline up here, the difference between that on the inside and the one on the outside, the temperature difference wasn't much. But was the temperature difference a lot inside my sleeping bag? Because that where it really matters, because that air wasn't able to flow over the top of my bag and take the heat away. And I don't know how to test that, because if I sleep without the top cover, have the thermometer inside my sleeping bag and see what it gets to that night, and then test it another night with the top cover on there, everything would have to be the same. The temperature both nights would have to be the exact same. the wind speeds and stuff would have to be the same, the humidity, everything would have to be the same to get a good accurate test. And there's really no way I can duplicate that exactly. So kind of curious. I was disappointed by the temperature difference up here at the top of the top cover versus the outside, but I'm really curious, did my sleeping bag, inside my sleeping bag, did it stay over 80 degrees inside of there because this blocked the wind from stealing my heat, throughout the night, stealing my heat out of the sleeping bag? Wish I could find a way to answer that question. And if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. So this is some of the gear that I used while we were out here. This food bag made from Todd at Parallel 43. I don't know if you can see that. He made this bag for me, and if you look at the stitching on there, really nice job all the way through. It's got cam snaps here on the row top closure. It's got a ring to hang it from after you buckle the closure, and there it is. There's the ring. And this here, I really like this. That was the main reason I wanted this food bag, was because of the reflective strips. We were able to see that this morning from quite a ways away. It really lit up really nice and bright. So yeah, this food bag, I can't remember the size of this. He offers different sizes, but I think this is a 10 liter. But he's got a few different sizes on his site. Did a really good job on them, and I really like them. They're flat bottom too. And the other piece of gear I used was this holy cow, I can't remember, sorry John, can't remember what you call it, but it's a roll-up. It's for your steaks, and there's a pouch over here for your straps and stuff like that. But all your steaks, I asked him to do something a little bit different on this. I asked him to put I wanted the cam snaps on here so I could slide this over my ridge line and snap it down. What I did different, he always has these cam snaps, but I had him add these cam snaps here so I could take this over my ridge line and just snap it in there, and it would hold it on the ridge line, and then I would have access to the stakes right there on my ridge line to put my tarp up and all that kind of stuff. And while it was attached to the ridge line hanging like this, I asked him to put 2 pockets on the back so it can be used like a ridgeline organizer, so it serves several different purposes. And really liked it. Of course, it's really good quality. All the stitching's good. It's made out of Hyper D 300, and yeah, you just roll it up. Normally you would roll it up and he's got straps on it to tie it, but I just had him do a little bit of custom work on it, and like I said, put these snaps up here so I can snap it to my ridgeline organizer. Now I don't have to keep bending down getting stakes as I'm setting them up. They're hanging right there on the ridgeline, and when the stakes are gone, I've got the pockets here to use as a ridgeline organizer if I want to. But this is from John and Karen at Trailheads Hammocks. Made that, so I just wanted to point it out. You know, two pieces of gear that I've been using for a little bit now, and really do like.